What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Reclaiming Our Identity.
Two nights in a row. Look at
Two
us,
nights
y'all.
yeah. These are the Ghana Chronicles.
Yes, we definitely have to call it the Ghana Chronicles because there's so much to share. So this is
Yes.
part 2. We'll probably have to go back and rename the first one Ghana Chronicles Part 1. This could be a
Yes.
5-part series.
Yes. So we began last night with our first impressions, and so we are back again tonight, giving some more of our impressions on our recent trip to Ghana. And so last night, or in our previous video, better yet, we talked about our
Keep going. I'm just trying to get myself situated here. I need to get comfortable.
we talked about our first
Talk away.
impressions when we got there. I guess the whole process of getting to Ghana, what we had to go through to get to Ghana, the whole visa process, and
So did we finish that
yeah, we finished that
to the on the ground? Do we want to do a quick recap?
I guess not really.
1, 2, 3, first, second, third. No.
No, we don't need to do
Okay.
it. Just watch the previous video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your recap. It's the first impressions of Ghana video. That's the recap. So go check that out.
We'll hashtag it Ghana Chronicles 1.
Yeah, so that'll be Ghana Chronicles 1. So this is Ghana Chronicles 2.
Starting with
Starting with when
our
starting?
first day on the ground. So we talked about getting the SIM card.
We
is
talked
where we
about
left
getting the
off,
SIM card.
and the malaria pills,
Yes.
and
Yes.
getting something to eat.
Yes, and so our first meal when we got there, we went to a place called Mahogany, and you'll see one of the videos. One of the videos that are already posted talks about our first day there and how we went to this particular restaurant called Mahogany, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah, that was the one that had I had the fish tofu.
Yes.
Yeah, the fish tofu with
And
the
I had
kenkey.
I'm sorry.
And you had the jollof.
I had
Yeah.
it was a vegan restaurant. We should say that.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the restaurants we went to were vegan, or vegetarian with vegan options, but this one was exclusively vegan. And nice little ambiance. So if you've seen the video, there is one where there is a party bus outside, a yellow Ghana party bus, a 2-tier tour bus, and they are getting it with the music is going and they're dancing on top of the bus. Apparently there was a celebrity in town and he had come on the bus or what have you. We were filming that outside of Mahogany's restaurant. Oh,
Yeah.
man. We were filming it outside of Mahogany's restaurant, so that's where we were. Nice little atmosphere. The food was good, and they even had ice cream. Right?
Yeah, they had vegan ice cream. Yeah, this one was ice cream as well as milkshake. So I got the Baobab milkshake, and it was good. It was good. Hadn't had that before, so that was good. And so I guess
what do we think about transportation around the city? So of course we mentioned that a pastor from one of the Seventh-day Adventist churches in the area outside of Accra actually picked us up from the airport and took us around the city to the various places that we needed to go. But outside of his gracious assistance with transporting us where we needed to go, we had access to Uber. And then there's another rideshare company they use there called Bolt.
Bolt. Yeah, we didn't
Which
use
is
Bolt.
also, we never did. That would have required an app download. Why
Actually,
do that?
I think I have the app. I did download the app, but it was just it was just more convenient to use Uber because
we already had
Uber
it on
was
there.
there.
Now, with regard to that, when we mentioned our access to internet service, remember we decided when we were in Osu, one of the tourist hotspots in Accra, one of the areas for shopping, dining, and sightseeing, mostly shopping and dining. We decided we would walk and just kind of spend our time on our feet, exploring. And this was toward the evening. because the sun was setting as we walked. So it wasn't quite dark when we finished eating and started to walk, because we were trying to make our way to an area
That
called
wasn't the first night
Cantonment.
there.
I didn't say it was the
Yeah.
first one. I'm just saying, transportation wise, when we as we're speaking about Uber, one of the issues that came up was when you lost your internet access and you could not access the app to get Uber.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
that's something if you don't have. Now, of course, there are people
There
who
are
have international
taxis.
cellular service, and you could, like Verizon or Sprint or some, you know, some of those bigger ones, you might pay for an international plan and have reliable internet so that you can use your apps or what have you. But just since we're talking about it, I just thought I might mention that we had that experience that one time where he couldn't get the Uber app, so we couldn't
get an Uber from where we were, because we walked from in this particular area. Osu, like she said, is a popular district and area in Accra, and so Cantonments is on that same street. It's called Oxford Street. And so we decided we were going to try to see if we can walk to Cantonments, because we hadn't been. We wanted to see Cantonments, and we didn't know, you know, how far it was. I knew that it was on the other side of this roundabout, but I didn't know how far down it was after going past the roundabout. So we decided, hey, you know, we're just going to walk. And this was at night. And so we're just going to walk from Osu to Cantonment.
So if you're familiar with that area, we walked past Morning Star School. Remember that being a big one. And the prison.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, it was a prison over there too.
Yeah, and where all of they said the officials lived there, the wardens and all of the employees.
Campus,
So anyway, yeah, so he, you know, we're trying to go ahead and get picked up. He couldn't access the Uber app, so we had to walk back
all
toward
the way back to Osu, to where we were,
so we can get a cab,
get a signal. But yeah, but you can find. I mean, even though if you can't get transportation easy to find. You know, even if you can't get an Uber or Bolt, taxis are everywhere. The difference is the taxi is going to charge you whatever they want to charge you. No, it's not a little bit more. It's whatever they decide to charge you, because the Ubers were inexpensive. They were inexpensive. Anywhere we wanted to go, you know, it was cheap. And so the currency is cedis, Ghana cedis. So at the time that we were there, it was 6.15 cedis, Ghana cedis, for every dollar. And so for us to go to Osu, it was about 10 to 15 cedis. So it was literally about $2 to $3 going to Osu from where we were, and it was a good little distance. But when we took the cab that one time, because we couldn't get signal, I think they charged us like 20 or 30 cedis.
It was a big markup. It was a big markup.
Yeah, it was a markup.
And so you can trust the Uber, because once you get to your destination, they'll pull up their app and it'll calculate.
No, but it already, I mean, it's like Uber here. I mean, they tell you how much it's going to cost before you go.
The difference is they calculate it once you get where you're going there. Whereas when you call for an Uber here, it tells you how much it's going to cost before you even start your trip.
Right, it's the same thing there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they tell you how much it's going to cost before you
Well, you know how it seemed like we kind of would wait, and they would pull up and they would look on their phone and they'd tell you how much it costs.
Right. I mean, I already knew how much it cost. They knew. I mean, they were just, you know, confirming.
Okay.
You know, but the thing is, one thing about that is they don't use credit cards. So, you know, they're not charging you your credit card and PayPal
like
all
they do in the US.
No, it's straight cash on me.
You have to have enough. You gotta have enough CDs on you so you can pay, and they don't always have exact change. So be prepared to give them a little bit more. You know, let them keep the leftovers. Which if the rides are so inexpensive, it's not gonna hurt you to let them keep the change.
Exactly.
You know, and they were all very nice and professional and everything. It was it was good. So getting around in Accra was not a challenge at all.
It was not a challenge.
And we weren't scared.
No. The traffic, I mean, the traffic is going to be, if you watch any videos on people who are, you know, visiting Accra or who are living in Ghana now, one thing that is consistent is the traffic is a beast. It is a beast, because it is so many people I mean, it's just, I mean, it's like my wife said in a previous video, it is New York on steroids.
Yeah.
And it's not in one particular area. I'm not gonna say it's all over, because when you go to like some of the suburbs and stuff like that, it's not like that. But when you're in Accra, in Accra, all over Accra, it's pretty much it's busy. It's hustle and bustle. And you know, you'll see people up, you know, all hours of the night. Um, yeah, so
I mean, we don't know about all hours because we weren't up all hours of the night. But
yeah, but I'm saying even when we came in, when we flew
as
in,
early
I mean,
as we would get up and as late as we would go in, there were lots of
yeah,
people.
there was a lot of people, and everywhere you went, it was a lot of people and a lot of traffic, and it's like, man, I mean, where are all these people going? Where are they coming from? It's just, I mean,
I
wow.
mean, and a lot of that has to do with the congestion. The volume seemed to be so heavy because they don't have several lanes. You know, so it wasn't easily distributed and dispersed out across several lanes of traffic going in the same direction. So that's another reason why it took longer to get from point A to point B, because you were on
It's not
two
as
lane
much,
highways
yeah.
a lot of the time, or just one lane or what have you. So that kind of made transportation a challenge.
And also, before we go, and also understand this when you're going, that you don't want to rent a car, because unless you are used to driving in Africa, you don't want to drive in Africa. It's there are no. I'm gonna say in Africa. Let me put it like this. In Ghana, we experienced the same thing.
In Ghana, in Accra.
In Accra,
it's a whole
right,
country.
in Accra. But it was in Accra, you know, very few traffic lights. And so you kind of just get in where you fit in. And so I mean, you know,
I remember telling Pastor Amez, who plans to come to Alabama to pursue a degree in psychology or
counseling, I think.
Yes. I said, now,
you can't,
the way you used to driving here, that's not gonna work in the States now. That's not gonna work. You see a yield sign, you need to slow down and yield. You can't. I mean, to drive parallel next to somebody and then just move I'm getting over is what they. I mean, I'm coming over.
Yeah,
so
it's no you know, letting people know. You better get in where you fit in.
That's the way they drive there. But of course, you know, here we try to have some. We just do it a little differently. So anyway, a little different. What do we think about the people that we came in contact with?
So, I mean, just beautiful, wonderful people. I love the people of Ghana. Yeah. I mean, I just loved it. Everywhere we went, I don't remember us having any negative experiences with anybody there. Just good people. As we talked in a previous video about our host for our Airbnb, and everybody was so polite and so kind.
Please,
please,
please, what is your number? Please, what is it that you need? Please, can you come over here? I'm gonna. Please,
everything polite. Is please. Thank you.
It's that British colonialization mentality. You know, you're just proper and polite and what have you.
It's please before and please after.
Lots of please, even in the text messages on WhatsApp.
Yes.
So that makes me remember Daniel and Emily, a couple that I was introduced to. So I have a friend, a college mate from Oakwood University, who introduced me to I don't know if they're childhood friends, but they grew up in Loma Linda, California, and she knew that my friend from Oakwood knew that her friend had family in Ghana, and she connected me with her before we left. And she was very, very helpful in giving us suggestions on different residential areas that we might want to look at considering to stay. She told us that, you know, you should go out and visit Valley View Academy. You need to go look at this place, check this place out. What is it that you need to do? And I can give you some references and referrals for type of people that you need to get in contact with or what have you. And she reached out to her family and her cousin, who is Daniel. He and his wife and their 3 lovely little girls, they were so cute and fun, they loved Superbook, came to visit us on our first weekend there. So as we said, we got there on a Thursday night And that Saturday afternoon, they came after church and they spent a good little time visiting with
yeah.
us, and they were really nice. And then they took us to Osu that
Yeah,
night.
after
They
the
dropped us
sunset,
off,
yeah.
and we were able to go to Koala, which is like a Trader Joe's. It's a
Oh
smaller
yeah.
version of Whole Foods. It was nice
I
in
wouldn't say it's
there.
like a smaller version of Whole Foods.
I
It's just
mean,
a
an international.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even
When
compare
I
it to either
say
one.
when I
It's
say
it's
Trader
just
Joe's, I mean it's not like Whole Foods because it's not as big, but it had lots of vegan options. It had
Koala. You talking about Osu?
mm-hmm.
They didn't have a lot of vegan options
Yes,
there.
it did. They had yeah, they did. They had a lot of vegan desserts and ice cream. They
I mean, I remember the
had.
ice cream.
You mean
I don't
you
remember
weren't
any.
gonna find that in was it Shoppers? What's the name of the
ShopRite.
Super
ShopRite.
ShopRite? And then was it Mega? Or am I thinking of Mega might be in Tanzania.
Malcolm.
Yes.
Malcolm.
So I'm just talking about some of the other supermarkets and grocery stores didn't have as many vegan options as
I remember the
Koala
ice cream.
did.
I don't know if Koala had.
That's why I say it's kind of like
The
Trader Joe's.
desserts.
Trader Joe's doesn't have a whole lot either.
I mean, just a couple of things. I mean,
Anyway, as far as scale and size, it's not huge, but it also did have a lot of international foods and food because she mentioned it. She said a lot of expats shop there because they have a lot of the different alternative foods and different options in international foods or what have you that they would not have at their regular grocery store, and definitely not in the open public market, which we'll have to spend a whole nother video talking on. So yeah, so when we talk about people that we met, Daniel and his wife were really nice. They gave my husband some tips on who to get to tailor or you know what to do with regard to getting some traditional African attire tailored for himself, and so sweet. And then the next day she came and got us. We met her at the arts district where we went to do some shopping, so that because she wanted to be with us to help us negotiate and communicate with the market vendors. You know, it's nothing like having someone who speaks the language, knows the culture, understands what's going on, and they can help you navigate everything and really negotiate. Although my husband says he's the master. I don't need nobody. But it helps if you can have somebody to go with you. It's better than
if
doing
you
it
are
by
not
yourself.
used to it. If you're not used to it, then you need to have someone to go with you. You know, it's we've been to enough African countries, and so you know I'm the type where I'm not gonna pay more than what I want to pay. Period. I don't care how much you ask me.
And so this is why I say it's helpful to have somebody, because at least there were some times when he was like, no, I'm not paying that. And I'm like, babe, that's a reasonable price. No, I don't want to pay. She's like, really? You want to pay that? That's not.
And I got it for what I wanted to pay.
Yeah, or you didn't get it at all. Or I didn't get it because you thought it was too expensive, and it really was reasonably priced.
You may have thought it was reasonably priced. But this is the thing. One of the things you're always told is that when you go there, whatever the price is, you need to start negotiating by cutting it in half.
Of course. I mean,
if they're asking you for 30 CDs, you shouldn't start anywhere higher than 15.
I'm not suggesting that should be done. I
right.
agree.
So you have to start negotiating.
But he want to be like 2 CDs, 2. I want to pay 2. No, brother. Come, brother.
No,
Come
I'm
on,
not
brother.
saying 2 CDs, but listen, I
Like,
kind of have an idea of what this stuff's supposed to cost.
So then I'd say, honey, I'd pay like $10 for this at home. Like, exactly. That's why you're not going to pay $10 here, because we negotiating up in here. We're not going to pay what we were paying in the States. We're going to pay less than what we paid.
Right, because the thing is, in the States, it's going to be, everything is marked up in the States.
Yes.
So if you think, I'm trying to think, it was something that we were, I can't remember, it was something that we were.
My Ghana hat? He can't handle my Ghana hat. I'm going to wear it on the next video, y'all.
It wasn't the Ghana, it was something.
He's used to me being polished and sweet Southern.
I'm trying to think, it was something that was really inexpensive there. And it is expensive here. And I was like, we're just being overcharged in America. I can't remember what it was.
Was it food or a clothing item?
I don't remember what it was. I can't remember, but it was something. But it was. I mean, it cost. You know, it was very inexpensive, but we are, charged the arm and a leg here. But anyway, so yeah, so we had so what were we talking about? So just kind of like the
We were talking about the people and how
the
Emily was
people,
so nice, and she went with us to the market the next day.
took us to the market. The markets are very, I mean, you're going to find everything you need. You know, you're going to find, I mean, it's apparel wise, to put it like that. And it's going to be inexpensive. It's going to be inexpensive. The market's
well
just
made. We'll show
well
you all
made.
some on another Chronicle video.
Yeah, we'll show some of the things that we purchased. But it's I mean, well made and just and inexpensive. So we were very happy with our shopping experience there. And so I guess we talk about food. I kind of guess transition into food. And so we went to several different restaurants while we were there, vegan restaurants. So like we said, we went to Mahogany. We actually went there. We went there once.
We went to 2 different locations. There was one in the mall, remember, where we sat and we did the interview for.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That one was in the mall in East Legon,
which was a nice mall.
Yeah, it was a decent mall. So we went to Mahogany, and we went to
Tatale.
Tatale. No, Tamale.
Tatale.
Was it Tatale? Tatale vegan restaurant. That was some good food. Let me tell you, if you are in Accra, you have to go to Tatale.
I can't. I don't equal your enthusiasm
that
about it.
Food was delicious.
Good,
There's a video. Check out our video on the restaurants there, eating good in Accra or something like that. But it was delicious. You had a good portion, but it was
plenty of food. That's across the board. Everywhere we ate,
yeah,
the quantity of food that you got, the portion sizes for especially for what it cost as well.
Right.
You know, inexpensive.
And it was
to
not
eat there.
It was not expensive.
You know, and that I was thinking about that as I reviewed in my mind our last video, and we were talking about the cost and how people think it's unreachable and it's unattainable to go to Africa. If you find that you feel it's out of your budget or very expensive for the cost of the tickets, when you get there, the money that you save on touring through the city while you're there makes up for it. It balances out.
But it depends. It depends on what you are wanting to experience while you're there.
That's
because
true.
If you're trying to go on,
it balances out,
you know, safaris and all of these different things, whatever, and you're going to pay, you know, tourists, all the touristy stuff like that, then of course you're going to pay.
True. So let me clarify. When I say just the basic things that you need to do, transportation is going to be inexpensive.
Yeah.
Food is going to be inexpensive, especially if you purchase it yourself in the market.
Hello my people.
All
Black
right.
by popular demand.
Black by popular demand. We'll shout you out from the last video too. Hey, the food is going to be inexpensive. The transportation is going to be inexpensive, and your shopping. You know, if you're getting clothing items that you want to bring back, souvenirs, caps, because you can barter, not barter, but you can bargain, negotiate. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to pay what they're asking unless you're going into a retail space. And we did go into one retail space after a couple of days of going to different outside shops and individual people's own.
We went to a couple of retail spots.
Yeah, but this story is funny because my husband thought he could take his negotiation skills into this one particular shop where I saw I'm going to put the link to her shop in the. So we were driving by, and I was like, gotta come back here. But we were in an Uber, and I didn't want to make him stop. I saw a wrap jacket with beautiful Ankara print. I could tell it was well made. I can just see a really well tailored outfit. I know it when I see it, even from the street. Lovely. So on our way back from that, this was when we were way out, when we were going to
because it started to rain.
So we watch another YouTube couple who has moved to Ghana, and the name of their YouTube channel is.
You talking about Ayo and Tony?
Yes, the name of their YouTube channel is
Expat Ghana Life.
Expat Ghana Life, and they wear the attire from this particular shop called
Afro Afrique.
Yes. So my husband really wanted to go there and check them out and see what their clothes look like and what the prices were, what have you. And they had some nice things, but they weren't my taste. I like a little bit more trendy, a little more edgy kind of younger feel of clothing, and they were very well made, really nice pieces. He got a pair of shorts for a really good price there with a
Some jean
embroidered
shorts, yeah.
symbol on there. And so, but on the way there, I saw another shop. So on the way back, I made sure that we stopped there, and he was trying to bargain like we were at the market, and she said, "No, no, sir, no. This is how much it costs. It's got a tag on here with the number and my Instagram link, my Instagram handle, and no, this is official. No, sir, this is the prices because look, it's very well made. This is good quality fabric. This is good fabric, good craft." And I'm telling him, "Yes, honey, yes, we're buying this for this price because it's great. This will cost $80 on Etsy or something." He was like, "No, I didn't get my outfit. I got a jacket. I'll wear it next time or sometime." Very nice. I love it. Great stuff. So shopping was wonderful. Good quality clothing, and we got to go to those places. And we even went to, I guess we'll go ahead and talk more about shopping.
Yeah, no, we were actually talking about food. That's what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, how did I get to the...
I don't know. So we were talking about food. So we were talking about the Tatale restaurant, vegan restaurant, which is just delicious. It was delicious.
Good.
We went there twice. We almost went there 3 times.
I liked the food in Tanzania better as a whole. The flavors were just more wonderful.
The food in Tanzania was just it was good, but it was the Indian restaurant. That's what really.
That's what it was. I love Indian food.
It was just that Indian restaurant.
Yeah. So in Ghana, I noticed we went to a lot of vegan restaurants that had traditional Ghanaian food, and I think my palate was not accustomed to that. And that's a lot of starches. So you got boiled and baked banana.
It was a lot of starches.
Plantain, which I'm used to because my dad's from Honduras. So, but they use it a lot, and they'll even use the flour. They'll boil it raw. Just for kind of like everything. Yam, different grains than we were accustomed to. Not a lot of broccoli, which they didn't have broccoli in Tanzania either. But I like a.
They had broccoli they had broccoli.
Savory.
We just didn't see it everywhere, but they had broccoli. I saw broccoli. I think on a menu or something with
you did?
in Ghana.
Did you ever order any and eat it?
I don't remember ordering any. But I remember
it wasn't easy accessible. But anyway. Yeah. So I mean it was decent. I didn't have a bad culinary experience in Ghana, but I mean my taste buds are still singing about the food in Tanzania. Oh my goodness. The avocado. It was just so fresh.
This is the Ghana Chronicles.
I know.
We talking about.
I know.
So Tatale restaurant was good.
Yeah.
Mahogany was good.
Mahogany was good.
What was the other place we went to?
Pat's Vegetarian Restaurant.
Yeah, Pat's Vegetarian Restaurant.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you, this place is literally. It's a hole in
That's where
the
all the
wall.
good food is, just like us, the brothers and the sisters in the States. The holes in the walls, boy.
Yeah, it's a hole in the wall, but when you get there, when I mean it is a plate.
Too much food.
It is.
Too much
it
food.
is. Now
we should have ordered one.
Right.
Because neither of us finished not even half of our food.
Part of it had to do with because it was vegan Ghana staples.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Very
and because
filling.
Very filling, but also that's what made it so. It was very inexpensive. I mean, it was like you got
maybe $3.
And it was, and I'm talking about a huge plate.
It was a platter.
Yeah, it was.
Each
Yeah,
of
it
us
was
came
a platter.
with a platter.
So, but it's a hole in the wall.
Y'all,
If you one of those bougie type folk,
it's
who
not gonna be your kind of spot.
That's not gonna be your kind of spot.
Although we saw a lot of white collar business people or what have you.
Yeah, that's because they were because they were used to.
They worked in the area.
Right, but I'm talking about if you're from the States and you're bougie and you like the, have to have the wine with the tea and
wine with tea.
Yeah, wine with tea.
He hasn't drank in a long time.
Yeah, so I mean, but you know what I mean. But if you like, the nice fancy stuff, places or whatever. And you too good to eat with the locals, that's not gonna be your spot. So don't even worry about that. But if you just want some good food and you want a budget, you go to Pat's. Cause I mean, look.
I'm telling y'all, order one, cause you're not gonna be unless. I don't know how much everybody else eats. Maybe we just don't eat a whole lot.
Yeah, cause you gonna have that little red table,
right?
that red tablecloth.
The red and white plaid one.
Yeah, that was in your grandmama's when she would have potluck at the house.
Bankhead fish. Come on, y'all, Atlanteans. Yeah. Yeah. That was
So,
some good eating.
and so what else? We went a couple other places. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Those are the ones that stand out.
But those were, I feel like it was another place that really stood out. That was really
We
good.
wanted to go to Loving Hut. It was closed, so
yeah,
don't trust the WhatsApp.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or the-
You got to call the places before you go.
And if you don't get them, don't go.
Yeah, if you don't get them, don't.
Because we said the traffic now. You go sit in traffic trying to get there. Don't be disappointed.
Because we went, I think we went to two
Say,
places.
ROI told me, reclaiming our identity. ROI said, don't go if you don't speak to someone and they say, yes, we are here and we are open and we will be here when you get here 45 minutes after you sit in the traffic. Okay? You heard it from us here right now. You know what? We're giving you all some good tips. Why don't you take this opportunity to like this video? Click on that like
subscribe,
button.
Share.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like, subscribe, and all that other stuff.
We'll give you a minute. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Good stuff. So, let's talk about our tourism part, our sightseeing. We went to Elmina Castle.
Yeah, Elmina. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. So we can,
I thought we were ready to move on.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying Elmina Castle was, that's a.
Are you saying that's a separate video?
Yeah, I think we should do a separate video to talk about that.
All right, we'll
do
that.
So what else? I think the layout. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, the city, the layout, some of the areas that we were considering looking to possibly look for a home.
One Nation Under Black. The Castle Tours made me sad.
I like that name.
You are right.
Yeah, I had my tissue.
This was my second time going to Ghana. So I went in 2008. And I went when I went there, it was sad. I mean, going this time was I don't know if it wasn't as much as sad, only because I had been through it before. But now, because there's so much more that I know, it didn't make me cry or anything like that. But it just hit me more. And so, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was prepared to. I'm a very emotional person anyway. I internalize things. I think about a lot of the impact on people and the ripple effect and I'm just a sensitive person. So I went with my tissue packets prepared for myself to feel everything about the experience. I'm very well read and well informed about that, but it still didn't prepare me for some of the information that I heard. We had an exceptional tour guide. Have you put that video up yet?
I haven't put that video up yet.
That tour guide.
Yeah, he was very thorough.
He was exceptional. I mean, he was very thorough. Because you know what I liked about him so much was that he truly connected the past to the present and how what happened there was relevant to what is happening politically in the U.S. I mean, he was well informed about what's happening in the United States and in the diaspora, and how our the way we view things is how we view it because of things that they put in place, the oppressors put in place by instituting those systems there.
That's right.
Exceptional. You've got to put that video on. He
I'm
was
put it
so
up.
informative, you guys. He was so thorough. We had to put some CDs in his hand at the end because and he was just wonderful. And he said that it was very important to him. One thing that he told his other tour guides is that you've got to make the connections for these people. You've got to let them know that what happened here is still very present in our civil situation, in our economic situation, in our political situation right now. And it started right here with this. So when they put the bad actors who were Portuguese soldiers in one little cave with sunlight coming in and the ability to breathe well, and then they right next door, separated by one wall, there was another cave with a door that had maybe one little peephole and no ventilation.
You said Portuguese soldiers?
Yeah.
That wasn't but Portuguese soldiers.
Who built the fort?
Yeah, the Portuguese. You said where they put Portuguese soldiers. No, that's where they put the slaves.
No, remember there were two doors.
Right.
There's a picture where you have the one door had lattice work where you could see the sunlight and fresh air could come in a little bit better. And there was like maybe a ledge for them to lay down. And then right next door there was a very small room where they put the slaves. So one like when the soldiers that worked and manned the fort and I guess kept the people in control would drink too much or they were insubordinate or what have you. They had one holding cell for them, and they had another one for the enslaved Ghanaians that they were going to put, or not enslaved, but the captured Ghanaians that they were going to sell into slavery. That was very, very different. Kind of
not captured Ghanaians, the captured Israelites, children of Israel.
But they were living in Ghana at the time, right?
Not necessarily. Because
they could have come from somewhere else, and they were just staying
because what would happen is they would take and you can find this on were they Ghanaians, right? Israelites, correct? Yes. They were children of Israel. And so as a matter of fact, shout out.
But I'm talking about at the time.
Right, but what would happen is when you read, you can look at this up for those who are watching. You can look this up on Wikipedia. Look up Igbo people, and I think it's on. I think it's on that one. But and it talks about how when the slave catchers, when these slaveholders would come to Africa, they would specifically look for these particular people. And so
when they came to West Africa when they came to the Cape Coast,
right?
They were people from Ghana, right?
The people, it's not necessarily that the people were from Ghana. You see what I'm saying? It's that the people, they were brought there. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So they weren't necessarily Ghanaians.
Okay.
Because those individuals, so as a matter of fact,
talked about that too.
The Ghanaians sold some of us. That is correct.
Yeah. Yeah. He and that tour guide talked about that. He went into detail about that because that narrative of, well, that's no different than black on black crime now. They sold us then, they gave us up, they traded us for guns or what have you, because they were from different tribes, and they did that intentionally, mixing the tribes so that they would.
But it wasn't just specifically different tribes. He
specifically talked about divide and conquer. That stuck out in my mind. He was
right,
like,
but that part, I kind of disagree with him only because it wasn't necessarily the specifically the different tribes. As we would think of it, the Ashanti tribe selling this other tribe, whatever. It was, and this is what we see when we go back to scripture. You had the children of Israel, and we know this.
Putting on a whole nother hat. Did you see his demeanor?
Yeah, this is a whole nother hat.
Lit up like Moses coming down off the mountain. You see that happen. It just.
So as I'm saying, this shout out. Little plug. You'll see in the there was no Ghana during the slave trade. Correct. You'll see in the description later on.
Thank you,
I wrote a book about this.
You're keeping me straight.
Identity theft, uncovering the truth about Black history in the Bible. That's one of the reasons why we are moving to the continent. Anyway, so the children of Israel, I also noticed that no white people toured with us in our group. My Lord, there you go.
You know what? Do we have any?
I brought your book. Amen. Amen. One nation under Black. Amen. I appreciate your support. So anyway, so they come down, the children of Israel, they come down into West Africa. Slave traders, catchers, whatever you want to call them, come looking for Portuguese, come looking for
the stronger,
the children of Israel.
Yeah.
And so it's the Africans, native Africans, who were the ones who ended up selling the children of Israel into slavery. And so no, it wasn't necessarily what we would consider black on black, tribal things with it. It was just like in the Bible, it was the children of Israel were at odds with the Egyptians or the Canaanites or whatever. And so just like they would have sold the children of Israel, into slavery back then, the same thing happened. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, we kind of got,
well, we definitely have to put that video up so that you can, because he was also kind enough. There is a charge when you go to Elmina dungeons, to the castle. There is a fee for if you want to record. If you want to take pictures, you can take them free. But the tour guide let him record the whole experience of us taking the tour while he was talking and giving information. And so That was nice of him.
Yes, yes,
It was a
yes.
really good experience. So I was starting to say, he said it didn't move him quite as much because he had experienced it before. But you know what? There was a point, I don't know if I ever told you this. I had to keep closing my eyes and opening them again because I'm about to cry now. I felt like I could see blood on the floor. And then I thought about it. I said, is it because I was looking, when you're in such a dark space and you're looking out into the sun, from those little portals and those
And then
little,
you look
and
somewhere
then
else,
you
and
look,
then
you
your
see the
eyes
little.
are kind of, yeah.
So I had to catch myself and realize, it's not. I mean, I kept closing my eyes and trying to open them again to make it go away. Like, is that blood? Am I feeling it this much? Am I so moved? And then it occurred to me it was probably the sunlight. I'm sure that's what it was, but still, it was really, really moving experience to be in such closed in spaces and to see them, how he described how they had to keep ducking and going in rooms that were getting smaller and smaller, and
smaller,
then had to
yeah.
go through this tiny the door of no return.
Yeah.
That was like a little doggy door.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that small, but it was small because
compared to what I thought it was a door. You know what I mean? But so that only one person can go through at a time.
Right, and plus because you were being starved, basically. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting smaller and smaller. So I mean, it makes it easier. I mean, you didn't have any overweight folk, getting on the boat. Just as simple as that.
That was a serious experience. So then we left there, and to look, going up to the governor's room and seeing the beautiful view that he got to experience, looking out over the ocean and feeling the breeze, and seeing the cannons pointing out to sea where ships were coming in or what have you, and talking about how he brought women of his choice up to his quarters or what have you. I could just see myself just kicking and screaming, you'd have to kill me. You'd have to kill me. So, yeah, that it was very moving for me. I definitely cried and took a lot of pictures. And then we left there and we went to get something to eat. That was another place we ate. It was on Cape Coast.
Yes.
So, was he Rastafarian?
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, what was the name of that place? So so
what did the last comment say? I'm sorry.
I didn't see it.
Put your comment back up there for us again.
But so we left the castle, and then
it was time to eat.
Yeah, it was time to eat because we didn't eat the whole time. This is like 3:00. We hadn't.
It was a 2-hour drive.
It was like 3 hours.
3-hour drive from
Accra to
Cape Coast to Elmina Castle, and it's longer because it was one way.
No, they're two different. It's Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle. Those are two separate castles.
I was saying, well, Cape Coast is the area that Elmina Castle is in, right?
No, Cape Coast Castle is the one that we went to.
Has that name.
So Elmina is the one that is by Orange Beach.
Orange Beach is right in the middle of both of them.
Right.
But I'm saying, isn't Elmina Castle, the fortress, the building itself, in Cape Coast?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Cape Coast /
Cape Coast.
Right. Cape Coast / Orange Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could live there. We're losing her. Uh-oh. It's like it got tired.
It just, the battery died.
Oh, no.
Oh, of the gimbal. Okay, so I got to hold it now.
Why don't you just pick it up?
All right. Yeah, so.
And
we'll end.
We'll
end on this note.
Wait, no.
Oh.
We're gonna finish it up.
Yes, it is 2 castles.
Yeah,
yes.
I know. He told us that there are a total of 5 standing still.
1 in Elmina, 1 in Cape Coast. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's in Elmina, and he told us that that's not how it was originally intended to be pronounced either, but because the accent.
So they both have slave dungeons. Yes.
Yeah. And we got to see both of them, and so I was starting to say I could live in that area because it was on the beach, and I love the beach. The climate was wonderful. The vibe and the feel was just really nice, and to eat at that restaurant there, we got to talk to the owner of the restaurant,
and the food was good.
That food was really good.
Yes.
And we
if one thing you notice, let me tell you, I like good food. Yes. So
so that was nice. Spending time in that area was really nice.
Elmina was ran by the Portuguese.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Portuguese did run it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So you know what? So we said that Ghana wasn't going to be the place that we end up living, but I thought about it a day or so ago, and I told my husband, I said, you know what? We never really gave consideration to possibly living out in that area because it's farther away from the city, which means that there will be some sacrifices we would have to make as far as, reliable internet, electricity, Wi-Fi. It's farther away, but you get the beach. Always a great trade-off. I'll take it.
And we'll talk later in another video about our just views on Ghana and why
That'll be the last one. I gave it away. Did we decide
Oh.
to go or not? Well, we'll talk about why.
Yeah, we'll talk about why.
One more
in
tourist
another
space
video.
since we're talking about tourism, and because we didn't do a lot of touristy things. The other one was Black Star.
Independence Square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Black Star.
But it's Black Star something. Black Star Square, I guess.
Yeah, Black
That's where
Star
all
Square.
the national events take place, and the president goes and does.
But it's
his
also called
speeches or what have you.
Independence Square.
Yeah, so it was nice. That was the only other landmark tourist location that we went to.
Yeah. So, well, we're gonna close out on this one.
time.
Oh, I gotta plug my shirt.
Oh.
So it says not. I'm not.
I'll hold it for you.
Yes, we're gonna get some Macola Market.
Oh yeah, we have a video of it.
So
I'll hold
I'm
it for
not.
you, honey. You can let go.
Okay.
Let go, dear.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm not from around here. Y'all see that? If you like this T-shirt, just check out the
You
in the
busting through the
description.
United States flag and coming out with the
Yes,
African one?
I'm not really from here. I
You
was.
said love the shirt.
Yes, I'm not from here. I'm from there. So if y'all like that shirt, y'all can check it out in the description.
Thank you for engaging with us.
Yes, we appreciate it.
We're thankful that you commented and we got to have some dialogue. We enjoy that part.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for buying the book as well. And we will see you in the next video, probably
tomorrow.
All right.
Love you guys.
One Nation Under Black. Love it.
Okay, is our friend Black Popular Demand still there? If you are, we'll see you later too. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Let me see how to.